Okay, well, I've picked up my fifth Lexus. Um, this would be my fifth Lexus. Of the five, I still have three, selling one, but I'll talk about that later. This is the one I picked up on Friday. It's a 2004 LS430, the first year of the refresh. So, 6-speed automatic transmission with manual mode. Made the car just fast enough, certainly faster than the 2001 through 2003 gen, and bonus, better fuel economy. So the best acceleration times of the time when reviewers were reviewing these, and I think also from Lexus itself, was 0 to 60 in 5.9 versus like 6.3, 6.4 with the 2001 through 2003 models. And I don't have the exact EPA figures of the first edition of this gen, but the original EPA figures, I think, for this were 18 city, 25 or 26 highway. So for a 4,000 pound big luxury sedan, that's really good. So anyhow, this particular model has the modern luxury package, and that was the first package that you could get, the nav and the Mark Levinson and backup camera. If you didn't have at least that package, you weren't getting that equipment. I think there was also a custom luxury package after that, and maybe two more, the last being the ultra luxury package with the massaging rear seats and heated and cooled back there in the rear, and air conditioning, climate controls on the armrest in the back, and I think maybe even radio controls and whatnot. I don't have that, but with the modern luxury package, you do get the heated rear seats, so that's nice, and you get the heated and cooled front seats, and like I said before, the nav and the backup camera and the Mark Levinson stereo. It was about a $5,000 package, $4,980 to be exact. So this car I priced out new with destination was $61,300. Mind you, that's $2004, so I'm not a math whiz, so I don't know what that would be in today's 2021 dollars, but certainly much more than that. So it doesn't have the 18-inch wheels with the sport suspension package. At some point I'll upgrade to the 18-inch wheels and rubber, but it's got new Michelin tires on it and the 17s. The biggest thing about this car that I like exterior-wise is the color. It's called Flint Mica. In some light it's gray, and in some other light it's kind of a real light mossy green. And it's just really understated, but it just captures everybody's eye. I really like it. Even people that don't like green colors like this color. So I guess there you have it. Anyhow, I've got the front and rear parking sensors. The car's in really good condition. It's got 128,000 miles, two owners prior to me, the longest being the second owner, and she did all her maintenance on time, if not even before it was due. In fact, for example, she had the timing belt and water pump changed, that I think is usually a 90,000 mile recommended factory maintenance, and she had it done at 80. So you can just tell the care. When she replaced the tires, she replaced them with Michelins, so that kind of tells you something there. There's a couple little nicks in the paint, but it's a 17-year-old car, so reality is that's what's going to happen. But all in all, really liking it. I think based on the condition, it was a garage kept car. The headlights are clear, not foggy, not scratched. Nothing's missing on the car. You can see the rubber there. So I'm going to start rearward and work my way frontward, just for shits and giggles. All right, so this also has smart key access, so it allows you to hit the trunk button under here, and as you can see, really clean trunk, 20.2 cubic feet. So I think the dead body quotient on this is quite high. I'm not going to crawl in the trunk like some reviewers, just because I'm lazy. Over here is your toolkit. It's kind of cool, and it slides out here. And I just want to give a heads up to the dealership, because when I first looked at this toolkit when it was on the lot, it was missing the flashlight, and they put a flashlight in there with new batteries for me. So that's awesome. Didn't expect that. Shout out to Larson Hyundai in Tacoma. Don't mind giving them a plug. So yeah, really clean, full-size spare underneath. Everything's there. Struts are good, because sometimes these struts get tired over a period of time. You can see the backup camera there. Okay, let's go in the back seat here. It's got the beige, I think it's called cashmere leather, if I'm not mistaken, but you can use whatever adjective you want. It's basically light brown. So it's got this power sunshade in the rear. 12 volt down there. When you pull these out, the armrests are other things are pass through. And then the heated rear seats, cup holders, and storage. Like I said, they're heated back here, so their heat comes through these perforations. But just in really nice condition. You've got the seat controls there for moving the passenger seat. Either if you're passenger in the rear, or if a point somebody else brought up in a video, and I thought it was a good point to repeat. If you're a driver and you're driving along, and somebody's let's say you've got a kid in the back seat, and they're kicking the rear seat. I have a friend of mine who, a lot of times I'll have this toddler in here with his car seat. She loves to put her feet up on the seat. So, I can just, if it's just me and her, I can just hit this little button here from the driving position and don't have to reach all the way over, to that far side and move the seat up. To her dismay. It's probably start her crying, but whatever. She'll get over it. Anyhow, it's really nice. All the wood veneers in good shape. I noticed there's a little mark there. It's still got the old-fashioned ashtrays in here and all of them. You don't see that in new cars. It's no biggie, but just something I noticed. It's got the Lexus factory rubber mats in here, so that's nice. In the ultra luxury package, you get window shades here, come up, and then here as well. So now we're in the driver's side. There's one spot where the detail couldn't get this out, and I think it's just the oils from, that kind of yellowish there, dingy, where, a person keeps their arm all the time, so I'll address that at some point. But yeah, the interior is really good condition. Liking it. Headliners in good condition. No rips, tears, or stains. Smells good. Let's get in here. And also I got the smart key, so I have the key on me, so I don't even have to put it in there. It just goes in like that. There we go.
For those of us who like to sleep in on Sundays, not to worry.
Turn that down. So yeah, it's a dated nav system, but it works fine. I find I use my Google Maps or Waze a lot anyhow, so there you go. I'm going to try to see about this phone mount. I'm going to take this off here for a second. So this is what I can't use with a phone mount there, and I'll show you what I mean. Go to climate here. And this little button is oscillating, so these oscillate with the temperature setting. It detects, where the air needs to go. So I'm going to hit that. We'll see if they start here. Sometimes they're going, oh, there they go. They're moving. A little freaky, but kind of cool. But you see my problem, my dilemma, if I have it mounted there. And they'll go like all the way to about right there, depending on the need. So if I have that, I don't want to be an obstruction and possibly damage that feature, so I'll just turn it off and use my mount there. I could mount over here, but I'm not left-handed, so that'd be a challenge. I'd look like a special needs person trying to enter in phone numbers and whatnot, or not so much that, but scrolling through whatever I need to see. So yeah, but third world problems, right? Glovebox has all the original manuals and whatnot in there. Big glove box, felt lined, nice. These are your seat controls. Now, you know, a lot of cars, I've had a couple cars. I had a Hyundai Azera that had ventilated seats, air conditioned ventilated seats, but they truly weren't air conditioning seats. Like the cold air would come through them, but it didn't actually have fans in the seats. So when you turn this all the way to the blue part, you're actually getting air conditioned seats with fans in the seats, and you can actually feel the difference. If you're just in the white zone, I believe that's just ventilation in general, which is what most air, you know, quotes, can't see me right now, but quotes, air quotes, most air conditioned seats are. And then of course the red is the heated seats. This is in so many Toyotas and Lexus and stuff, especially of this vintage and a little bit earlier, you have this power switch that, you know, just a quicker throttle response and whatnot. The normal setting is what is in now, and then if you hit snow, it delays everything. I think it starts out in second gear. It actually also, from what I've seen on other reviews, really applies the anti-skid mechanism really liberally, and it's not very much fun to go in the snow. Sometimes it actually just stop you. So there's a whole video out there. I think it's a guy in Canada. He and his wife have a LS430 with many more miles than I do, but it's a really great video because he said driving in the snow, you actually want to turn. Don't put it in snow. In other words, yeah, it just means you have to manage your snow driving abilities a little bit better. So there you go. And then that button right there to the left is the for the power rear sunshade, and then the traction button. 6-speed transmission, like I said before. There was a change in 2004. You got the manual mode over here. Haven't really used that. Actually, I did. I used it when I picked up the car. I was going down some windy hill, and I just used it for downshifting. But other than that, I haven't really played with it. This is for your mirrors, and then right here is your auto mirror. Now, it was set all the way here, so what that does, whenever you shut the car off, the mirrors automatically go in. And I just didn't want to use it all the time. I don't want to wear out the motors. I had read somewhere that the right passenger motor for the power mirrors tends to go out a little early. So I just thought, you know what, if I don't need to pull them in, I won't. If I'm in a position where I do need to do it, you know, I'm worried about the mirrors and being a narrow thing, then I'll actually use it, you know, on a case-by-case basis. And then this button right down here is your parking sensors. And you can go into this thing and set all your settings, how loud you want the beeps, where you want them to beep, do you even want them on, all that sort of stuff. On either side here, you have your temperature controls for driver and passenger. And you've got your readout up here. It's currently 50 degrees in Seattle, but it feels a little bit colder because we've got that sort of, it's not raining right now. It did rain earlier, as you can tell in the hood, but it's kind of got that colder, wet feeling, which even though it says 50, it feels more like 45. And there's a breeze, which is not what you want right now, but yeah, such is life in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest. And then you've got also, see through here, you actually have a readouts here that a lot of it's redundant from the center readout. So there's that. Let's turn this up on the stereo. You know, I put classic music on when I picked up the car because I was just in that mood. I'm in this luxury car. Let's just get all bougie and good classic King radio here in the Seattle area. But this is, like I said, the Mark Levinson. You know, it's nice. I can't really tell the difference between the standard Lexus stereo, which I have both in my GX 470 and the GS 300 that I'm selling. So, but it came with the package, so it is what it is. I'm not complaining. What else am I going to tell you up here? Of course, this is all your, you know, sunroof controls here and your lighting. An interesting thing last night I noticed, if I got close to like 3 feet and had the smart access key on me, even without touching anything, the inside of the car would light up. That was really cool. And the puddle lights come on the bottom of the exterior mirrors, which I'll show here in a minute. Oh, another feature I want to show you guys. So you can see right down in here. Hold on, bear with me. There we go. See that little, looks like something's folded up down there, and it's on this side here. That's, you know, permanently in there, and that's to keep things from sliding down into Never Never Land. You know, it's happened to all of us, and you're like, oh man, you know, usually when you need it right away, or maybe you're driving and stuff. So that's just these little detail thoughts, you know. Toyota / Lexus just thinks of, you know, everything, so that's impressive. Or you could say I'm just easily impressed. That's fine. Of course, you got these bends that come out, typical Lexus. This one has obviously the memory seats, 3 settings. So, oh, and it for 2004 here, where is it? Oh, right here. This button is the automatic front steering for the headlights. So the headlights move when you steer them. You can turn it off if you don't want it, but I always keep it on. Very cool, and the lighting is really good. The stock lighting on this is really good. So that's a lovely thing. Okay. Oh, this is what I want to show you guys. So, you know, a lot of cars might have the thigh extender, but in Lexus, the whole frickin' seat moves up. I think I already have it all the way up. Let's go the other way. Yeah, you can see it moving back. I have it all the way out because I just thought it made me feel more comfortable. Because I have kind of long legs. A long-legged, short torso guy versus some friends of mine are just the opposite. So when they drive my car and change the settings, I'm like, oh man. I'm sure they feel the same way when they drive it when I had it set. So there you go. Okay. What I want to show you up front. What was it? Well, just, you know, how clean everything is. I guess I'll pop the hood here. Oh, that's the trunk. Oh, there it is. Okay. Bear with me, I only had 1 cup of coffee. Oh, and so the owner had, maybe you see the line here, 3M clearness all in the front, which is appreciated. Yeah, the struts are on a hill, so clearly the struts need to be replaced on the hood, but I will just hold it up here. But yeah, you can see how it's kind of marked here. She actually had it done, it looks like 70,000 something. 79,000 and something. So just under 80,000. I think it's 79,801 or something like that, but it just shows up 80,000 on the Carfax. So yeah, just you can see it's idling, it's just really quiet. Again, 128,000 miles on it. What can I tell you guys? I mean, there's a lot of LS videos out there. I just always wanted an LS, and when I did my research, I obviously wanted the 2004 through 2006. I love the lines of these. I don't mind the 2007s, you know, the redesign, the 60s, the LS460s, but you know, there's something about the lines of the LS430 that's just timeless. Obviously, it kind of apes the Mercedes from here, but you know, it was a great design, so why not? And Lexus does a great job with it and still manages to make it distinctive on its own as you get towards the front. Well, the one thing I wanted to show you back here in the back end, so it's got this bag to keep when you use the trunk pass-through and extender, so if you have dirty skis or dirty lumber or whatever you're doing, you're not going to get the interior all messed up, so that's a nice touch. Yeah, I guess that's all I can really tell you guys. There's not really any big things that people actually haven't already said about these cars. She's smooth. She's deceptively quick. I was coming back from Tacoma to Seattle. It's about a 30-mile jaunt, and on Friday night, and I didn't use cruise control because I was just getting into the car, just feeling it. And I'm on the freeway, and I look down. I'm doing 80. I had no clue. I had a friend follow me back in my dirty blue GS 300, and I thought, what is that? What is that guy doing? What's my friend doing? Why is he going so slow? Come on, don't be a pussy. Come on, do the speed limit. And I look down, I'm doing 80 or 80 plus. So yeah, definitely need to use the cruise control on this thing on the freeway to save myself some tickets. So that brings me to the name. So I feel like she's a grand dame. I don't name all my cars she's. It really depends on the vehicle. So I'm naming this Maggie after Maggie Smith, Dame Maggie Smith, actress. You've probably seen her. She's an old gal now, but she is feisty. she's classy and feisty, and you know, it kind of describes this car. This car's classic, but you know, you put your foot into it, and it's feisty. You look down, and you're doing some serious speed. And even in the handling department, she rolls a bit, but she's much more capable than people think. You know, they're always panning these big Lexuses. Oh, you know, they're not a BMW 7 Series, they're not a BMW 5 Series, they're not a Mercedes E or S Class. Well, yeah, they're not, but there's no shame in the game. So, you know, that sort of talk, I'm just like, you know, put it away. It's old now. It's passé. Move on. So, and I'm not just saying that because I bought one. I kind of thought that before when I test drove some. Anyhow, these are my other Lexus, and I have my white GX470, which is my babe. This thing is just a beast. I put Bridgestone KO2s on it, not Bridgestone, BF Goodrich KO2s on it. Gave it a little extra height, and I'm going to do some modifications on it now because I was using it more for my real estate business, but now I'm going to use the LS. This one is great. One owner, I bought it a couple years ago, 3 years ago now, almost 3 years in October, and it's got 172,000 miles on it now. It's just like brand new. Just always runs so comfortable. These rigs are amazing. Now my GS, I bought this in October, but I always really wanted an LS, and so it's for sale. Message me in the comments and I'll let you know what it's up for. It's dirty right now, but the option package on are the spoiler, the leather with memory, and the chrome wheels. And I just put 4 new tires on it and I got them siped. So this beast is really good in the rainy weather, which we have a lot up here. Standing water doesn't affect it at all. So yeah, I'm a 3X Lexus guy right now, but I'm really happy with this. I've had my first Lexus was a 93 SC400 coupe, black with gray leather, and I loved it. Had that for about 5 years. And then I briefly had a 2007 GS350 all-wheel drive when my Infiniti GX37X got totaled. That Infiniti I loved, and I couldn't find one as nice as I had. So, you know, I thought, well, the GS is sporty. Well, the GS is never as sporty as, at least in those eras, never as sporty as the Infinitis were. And there were some other issues with it that I didn't realize after I bought it. So as soon as I got a new alternator in it, which by the way on the GS350s it's under the engine, and it was about $1,100 or $1,200 repair when everything was said and done, because it's labor intensive. I traded in on the white GX470, and I've never looked back. So there you have it. So I expect to have some pleasurable years with this. I'm going to just run this one into the ground, and I think I'm going to feel about it the way I feel about the GX470. That, you know, I just love it, and it doesn't matter how old it gets. It's just, there's just something about these cars. So I guess I'll just wrap up this video because it's cold and I didn't put my coat on. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoy this. I tend to ramble sometimes, but you know, it's not getting any better with age. So you know, like the video and have comments below. Be kind, and if you got anything to share that I don't know about and educate me, inform me, I'm open. All right, guys, gals, take care. Bye.